guys, what's up? It's Robin here, and a lot of crazy shit has been happening in the last couple days. Suffice it to say, I've lost basically every item that I need to live my daily life. I lost my room key, I lost my school ID card, I lost my driver's license, and I lost all those things because I lost my entire wallet. And I didn't just lose it here on the campus in Tempe. I was in California recently at Manhattan Beach, and so presumably I lost it there. Now I did actually spend a short amount of time in LA because we went to this outdoor mall and it was really cool and there was all this cool food. But I think all that awesomeness was outweighed by the fact that I lost basically everything that matters. Like, I know they say that, like, love is the only thing that matters, but, like... Oh, okay, and here's the icing on the cake. So, I was going back from the airport, and I had to take an Uber. So, I had, like, $15 that my parents had given me for the purposes of, like, getting meals, and as for the Uber ride, you know, that was just going to be charged to my debit account, which was already entered into my phone, because obviously, you know, the money was still in the account. The problem was that I didn't have the actual card. So, I get in this Uber, and, well, actually, let me backtrack a little bit. It took me forever to get into the actual Uber. So, I was outside Terminal 4, and I was outside, like, door 2 or something, because there are, like, all these doors. And I was outside, I think, door 1. So I summoned this Uber. I don't know, that sounds really fancy, but I summoned it, and he had to call me, like, several times, because I was just, like, stupidly confused. Like, I can't even justify how confused I was. At first it was like I was literally right outside the doors and he was like past the crosswalk on the next street and I was waiting, you know, right outside the doors, when really I should have crossed the street and been waiting at that curb. And I didn't know that was the wrong curb, so he spent like 5 minutes just circling around and like calling me and saying like,
"What's up? Like, where are you?"
And then he was like, "Wait, what door are you at?" And I was like, 1? And he was like, "You need to come to door 8, that's where I am." And so finally I made it there. I went to door 8, and he seemed, I think, a little bit pissed at me. He was wearing like a leather jacket, and he was like maybe in his 40s or something. So I was like a little bit intimidated. Like, I would be pissed if I were him. So I get in the Uber, and the whole way it's silent. No talking whatsoever, which is basically a first for me in terms of Ubering. So we finally get to the drop-off spot, which is right next to my college, Barrett, and 2 minutes after I step out, I realize that I left my phone in his car. So, as you can understand, I was panicking because I didn't have my wallet, my ID, my debit card, or my phone. All I had was my laptop. So I was using iMessage on my laptop to... My roommates just got here, so I'm kind of toning down a little bit. So I was using iMessage to contact my own phone in order to get to him, and luckily, you know, my phone had a lot of battery left, so he saw my text and he replied. And we kind of worked it out, and I was like, okay, I'm free anytime after 7 p.m. You can come to the exact same spot at the curb, and you can give me my phone, and don't worry, I'm going to pay you back for your trouble. And at the time, I only had like 15, like I think 22 bucks on me, and I was planning to give him like 10 bucks to reimburse him. He said he was going to text me when he got there, so I was like, okay, it's all worked out. I'm going to get my phone back. Thank God. So, all of a sudden, I live in Arizona, so it does not rain here often, but all of a sudden, it starts pouring rain. Just like torrential rain. And, you know, the wind was blowing and everything, and the Wi-Fi in the school crashed. So, you know, I had absolutely no way of texting this guy. And it wasn't like I could go outside and wait at the curb for him to arrive, because I had told him anytime after 7 p.m. he could come and drop it off. You know, that could have meant like 7:30, that could have meant like 8 o'clock, because I'd said, just text me and then I'll come out. Because I didn't want to put too much pressure on him to arrive at a particular time. So I had to go back to my dorm, and I'd basically given up on being able to get my phone back, and I thought, well, he's going to show up at the curb, he's going to text me and say,
"I'm here,"
and I'm not going to get the text. He's going to be even more pissed than he's been, and we're going to have to arrange another time for him to give me my phone back. But all of a sudden, thank God, the lights came back on, the Wi-Fi came back on, and I received his text, and he said, like,
"Yo, here."
And this was at like 7:30, so thank God he didn't get there like 30 minutes earlier at 7. So I quickly just put on my hat. It was still pouring rain. Put on my hat, put on my hoodie, And then I just ran out and met him in the pouring rain, and he gave me my phone. I gave him the $10 that I had, and he said something like,
You know, you're lucky.
and I didn't really hear exactly what he said, but I was just like, yeah. And then I just bailed right out. His tone was kind of like angry. So anyway, I went back in, I had my phone, and I'm in the process of, I just had a new ID printed out, and I'm having a new key made, so, it's gonna cost like $200 to replace all of my roommates' keys, so I'm just like constantly weeping internally right now, but you know what, I survived, and that's the important part, and, I was gonna talk about my vacation in this vlog, but considering all the shit that's just gone down, I feel like I need to vent. Feel free to comment and let me know if you've had any kind of similar shit going down for you, because I love to hear your stories of crisis and catastrophe, just so I can feel a little bit less alone about mine. So that's about it. More vlogs to come. I don't have a weekly schedule yet. See you guys later.